digging out old videos from my archive that weren't commentated, so now I'm going back over them and trying to figure out the lesson in each one. And there's something to learn in every rack of pool, no matter who plays it. I don't care who says what. And then the problem with this is it's a pretty amateur recording, and the bottom or the top half of the table here is kind of cut out, and over half of this pocket is cut out, but I don't think that's going to factor too much. It's, I didn't know what I was doing. I just threw a camera up there and started recording. Being we can't see the one ball because I'm in front of the camera view. Now, let's just get past this one before we continue. And I always forget to turn the volume down. Alright, that was just a draw shot. Apparently it was just straight into the side, and all we had to do is draw out for a relatively straight in shot on the 2 and just roll down for shot on the 3. Try to create a stop shot, a straight in shot on the 4 so we can bounce. We need a little bit of an angle to go to the long rail here and bounce up for a shot on the 6. And let's see exactly what happens. Yeah, we're just going another way. We had a little bit of an angle, and now we have another little bit of an angle on the 3, but all we have to do is get in the long rail and bounce off and try to get as straight as we can on the 4 ball. Just because of the position of the 5, it's kind of dangerous to try to get a perfect angle on the 5. Like, if we could get the cue ball exactly right where the cue ball is, we could just draw up for a shot on the 6. But most likely that's not going to happen because we have a long shot here on the 4. So the cue ball is going to get away from me just a little bit, and you can see the start of a train wreck here. You see how it rolled down? It kept rolling after I made the 4 ball. Yeah, so it wasn't exactly the perfect stop shot. But I mean, it should be okay. The problem here is we have a bigger angle than we want, which means the cue ball is going to go further down table than we want, which is going to leave us long on the 6. So just have to be careful. At this point, I'm thinking about shooting the 7 in the side here, and that's normal because the human mind automatically looks for the pocket closest to the object ball. It's not always the case. Sometimes it's better to take a pocket further away, but in this case, that's where my mind still works, and that's how I'm still thinking. The problem is this cue ball gets away from me, and you're going to see it, and that's because of that angle here. Now, I could have killed it off this far rail here with a little bit of left-hand English to keep it from going down the table, but I'm not smart enough. So you can see it gets away from me. Not only do we have a long shot, but we're up against the rail. This is a peculiar situation because I'm still going to try to kill the cue ball when I shoot this 6, because I don't want to get it. I don't want to let the cue ball get away from me too much, and I still want to stay in close proximity to the 7 ball. So you can see I'm jacking up here. It's because I'm trying to kill the cue ball off the 6, even though there is an angle, and the angle is shooting away from the 6. From this camera angle, it looks like we have an angle going down, but the actual angle is going up, which is going to force the cue ball over to this side of the table, not that side. So basically, this is a long draw shot, but without the draw. By the time the cue ball gets to the 6 ball, it's going to stop drawing, and you want to catch it in between rolling backward and rolling forward. And it should stop. If it was straight in, it would stop, but we do have an angle here, and you'll see what happens. Not a very good stroke on that. The beginning of the stroke was great. I put the perfect amount of draw on the ball, but my stick came flying up, which is never good. And now we have a really kind of tricky angle, and this angle fools people a little bit. Basically, all we have to do is concentrate on making the shot, but kind of shoot it lightly and just let the weight of the cue ball drive the 7 ball to the pocket. And if you do this right, it should roll right up on the 8 ball. So a lot of guys swing at this real hard because they think they have to come over here and back here, or they think it's going to roll all the way down table, so they're trying to go 2 or 3 rails back out on the 8, when all you have to do is roll up on the 8. Just hard enough to make the ball. Just enough to let the cue ball, the weight of the cue ball, do its job and push the 7 to the corner. Just roll right up on it, just like that. And if you hit it good, guess you should roll right up on the 8. Just don't let the cue ball get away from you. That's there you go. Don't let the cue ball get away. Don't let Whitey get away from you. I don't know. We'll think of a title. And here's the same situation we had on the 8 ball in the last rag. And I put right hand English, which you should do if you want this 9 ball to hug the rail. If you put right hand English on it, it's spinning the cue ball counterclockwise. And that counterclockwise motion will transfer to the cue ball and keep it hugged against the rail. The issue is, where's the cue ball going? And last time we put right hand English on it, but we put no bottom to kill the angle. So we're going to put a little bit of bottom and a little bit of right to keep it from going in the side pocket. We also can't shoot it too hard to where it draws all the way down in this corner pocket. So just don't scratch. Hard enough to make the ball, with enough draw to keep it close to the center of the table, but not hard enough to scratch in the corner. A lot more than meets the eye. Bottom right. You can see how if we hit that too hard and it kept rolling, there's a good chance it would have scratched. If we didn't put bottom on it, there's another good chance it would have scratched in the side. And that's it. That's the end of this one. A lot comes up in every video, but there's always one big lesson, and that's always the title of the video. Peace, everybody. I hope you're having a great holiday. What is it? President's Day. Oh, for joy.